C equals 2 pi r, and we're asked to put it in the form r equals. We notice that r is on the right hand side, so we just swap sides to begin with. So that's 2 pi r equals c. Now we need to get rid of the 2 pi from the left hand side, so we divide both sides by 2 pi. So on the left, the 2 pi divided by 2 pi just leaves us with r, and on the right it's c divided by 2 pi. So now we have the equation transposed or rearranged, so it's in the form r equals. Y equals mx plus c. We need to put it in the form x equals. We note that x is on the right hand side, so we rewrite the equation by swapping the sides. So we have mx plus c equals y. We now subtract c from both sides. That gives us mx equals y minus c. To get rid of the m, we need to divide both sides by m. So now we have x equals y minus c on m. V equals u plus at. We're asked to put it in the form a equals, but a is on the right hand side. So we swap sides first. U plus at equals v. Now we've got the a on the left. To remove the u, we subtract u from both sides. So we have at equals v minus u. To remove the t from the left hand side, divide both sides by t. So we have a equals v minus u on t. F equals 9/5 of c plus 32. We need to rearrange this so it's in the form c equals, but c is on the right hand side. So let's swap each side of the equation. So then 9 on 5 times c plus 32 equals f. Get rid of the 32 from the left by subtracting it from both sides. So we have 9/5 of c equals f minus 32. To get rid of the 9/5, multiply by the reciprocal or the fraction flipped. So we multiply both sides by 5/9. That leaves us with c equals 5/9 of f minus 32, which have to go into brackets. M equals y minus k over x minus h. It has to be put in the form x equals. We notice that x is in the denominator. Do we swap sides? No. What we do is we multiply both sides by the denominator. That will remove x out of the denominator position. So I'll just put down a note there that we're going to multiply by x minus h. So we have then m times x minus h equals y minus k. Now we have m on the left to get rid of first, so we divide both sides by m. So now we have x minus h equals y minus k over m. We now add h to both sides, so we have x equals y minus k over m plus h. F equals k times q1 times q2 over r squared. We need to put it in the form q2 equals. The subscripts 1 and 2 after the q's distinguish the different q's in this formula. Right, so we've got q2 on the right, so we should swap sides first of all. So we have k q1 q2 over r squared equals f. Now we need to get rid of the k q1 over r squared from the left. We can do this all in one go by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction, which is r squared on k q1. So we do that to both sides. On the left, the k q1 on r squared cancel, leaving us with q2. And on the right we have f r squared on k q1. This is not a standard formula in science. It's just an example where we need to get x by itself. So we're told here that we need to get the formula rewritten, so it's in the form x equals. We note that x is on the right hand side again. So we'll just swap sides of the equation, but we may as well expand the brackets at the same time. So we're going to go 5 times 3 is 15, and 5 times negative x is minus 5x. From the other side, 4 times a and 4 times 2. So we have 4a plus 8. We'll now subtract 15 to get rid of it from the left-hand side. So on the left we have negative 5x, and on the right we have 4a plus 8 minus 15, which is minus 7. We have a minus 5 on the left to get rid of, so we divide both sides by negative 5. So on the left we have x, and on the right we have 4a minus 7, all divided by negative 5. A further step we can now do is to remove this negative sign from in the denominator. We prefer not to have that negative sign there. So one way we can do that is now to multiply the top and the bottom by negative 1. So what we're doing is keeping the value the same. We're going to change the signs in the top and the bottom. We're just doing this to the right hand side. So on the bottom, negative 5 times negative 1 is 5. Up the top, 4a times negative 1 is negative 4a. And negative 7 times negative 1 is plus 7. And in fact, we don't like having that negative sign in front of the 4a to start with. We may as well have the 7 in front. It'll look nicer. So often what we would do is rewrite this as 7 minus 4a on 5. Doesn't that look nicer? In this equation we need to put it in the form x equals, and there's an x on the left and the right. So we start off by checking for common factors. There aren't any. So we expand the brackets. 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times negative a is negative 3a. That's equal to 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 2 is 8. We need to move the 8x to the left, so we subtract it from the right and the left. We need to move that 3a from the left, so we have to add that 3a to get rid of the negative 3a. Right, so on the left, 15x minus 8x is 7x. Minus 3a plus 3a is 0. And that equals 8x minus 8x is 0. And then we have 8 plus 3a. To get rid of the 7 from the left, we divide both sides by 7. So we have x equals 8 plus 3a on 7.